everyone, welcome back to my channel. Mel here. I hope you're all having a great week so far, and I hope you've been managing to have some crafty fun. What have you been up to? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing what everybody's getting up to, whether it's paper crafts, knitting, crochet, or maybe even resin crafts. I love watching resin craft videos. That's another thing altogether. Anyways, back to the craft. I want to say a huge big apology to everyone. I did promise to let you know who the giveaway winner was, but time got away from me and things just went haywire the past couple of weeks. Family stuff, work stuff. Anyways, no more excuses. The winner of the giveaway is... So congratulations to the winner. If you send me your details, you'll see the email in the description box below. I will organise your giveaway. Thank you to everyone that entered, and thank you to all my great subscribers and everyone that's given me love and support. I love you all to bits, and keep an eye, there'll probably be another giveaway coming up soon. Now if you watched the last video, you'll see I started colouring in this image, and now I'm all finished. Well, almost. You'll see what I finished with, and now we have the image all finished. Now I used my Copic Marker to colour, and then I went in with my pencils, my Prismacolor pencils. Now if you look on the darkest red, you'll see some of the darker highlights from the pencils, and on the background you'll see it's slightly muted. That's because I went in with an almost pale blue white and just muted all the background. I wanted it to stay out of the picture, if you know what I mean. So if you look on the black, you'll see I just went all over, not even bothering, as long as it didn't go on the girl. Now if you remember, I used the Craft Consortium papers to match in my colours, and I went with sort of, well, this one. You can see I've cut a bit out of it. This is the colour I use. It's not shown as great on the camera, but it's beautiful. It's like a soft sunset. Now we're going to make a card with this. I will go and get everything ready to cut out. We're going to make a 7x7 card. Now remember, I like to make my cards bigger, only because my cards are usually part of the gift, but also I want to show you it bigger on screen. So remember, you can cut yours to any size. It doesn't have to follow what I make, but you can do what you want. Apologies, watch going off there. Now I'll get everything cut out, but remember, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and if you've not already, please subscribe, and let's get started. So off camera, I've cut out all my layers, and I've also die cut some ovals. I've used my Chloe's Creative Card ovals here, and I'll link these below so that you know which ones I've used. I've got a 7x7 square of card here, and I've also cut a 7x5. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to score both of these on the short side. So on the 5-inch side, I'm going to score at 3.5 to create my sides for my Gatefold card. Now if you've got a 7x7 Gatefold card, you could use that, but I didn't, so this is just going to be the quick way for me to do it. Now I hadn't realised my paper trimmer is slightly off at the moment, my older one, so when I go to put these on, you'll see they're just slightly smaller than they should be. So all I'm going to do is trim the card a teeny bit. I'm not going to adjust it too much, but I'm going to trim it a bit. Then what I do is I glue them on the wrong side. Don't copy this, I don't know how I did it, and then I'll re-glue them. Now that I've glued the sides on the proper way, I'm going to ink up all my layers. So first of all, I've got a large square layer that will go on the inside, and then I've got all my panels to go on the front. So I'm layering with a deep coral, almost orangey red, and I'm using that pattern paper that I used to match my colouring with. I've got two ovals here because I'm not really sure how I'm going to use them yet, and you can see here I'm just showing you the size of my image, but it's a bit big, so I will trim it later on. The distress ink I'm using is Vintage Photo and also Abandoned Coral. Now the coral card I'm going to use the brown on, and then I'll use the Abandoned Coral on the pattern paper. Now that everything's all inked up, I'm just going to glue my layers together. Nothing fancy here, just adding glue right to the edges and then gluing them, sandwiching the two layers together. Once everything's glued together, I'm going to half my ovals, so I'm just eyeballing the centre and I'm going to cut them in half. I will do the same with the other layer, but first of all what I'm going to do, I'm going to add ribbon around my card. Now I want to be able to tie my card closed, so all I'm quickly doing is just cutting my ribbon. I'm not being too particular, and then I will add glue to the back of my card and add my ribbon on. You don't need to do this, you could glue the ribbon through the centre of the card and come through the edges, cutting a wee slot down the seams, but this, because I've already ruined the back of the card, I'm going to cover it up anyway. So now that I've loosely tied a bow, I'm going to start adding on my layers. So the left layer, I want to glue my ribbon underneath it so that it stays in place. But when I go to glue on the right side, I will remove the ribbon so that it sits on top. Then all I'm going to start doing is adding on all my different layers, and I'll also add some more ribbon and even maybe some lace to my larger panel, and I will eventually cut that other oval in half. After adding the two halves of one of the ovals to the back of the front layer, I decided it was a bit messy when you open the card, so I've just taken another scrap of this coral card and I'm gluing it to the back to hide all that detail. You don't need to do this step, I just wanted to give it a cleaner finish. Now I'm adding on my foam pads. Now I want to just make sure that I add them on the one side, making sure that they don't come over the opening. Now you seen me there, I just sort of scraped a wee mark at the back just so I knew where to go, and then I'm just making sure it's right in the centre and sticking it down. You can see here I can add a bit of glue onto that ribbon when I'm done. Now all I'm doing is trimming off the main image. It was just a bit big and all I want to do is make it a wee bit smaller so it sits on the card. In hindsight I probably would have made an 8x8 card for this, but now that it's done we'll just carry on. Again, I'll just ink the edges just to match them with the card, stick it on, and then I'm going to add those other ovals behind and glue everything to the top of the card. I might even use foam pads to give a wee bit more height. Now that the card's all done, all you're going to do is decorate. So I'm thinking of using some die cuts, maybe this butterfly wing and some mulberry flowers, but I'm going to dig through my stash and see what I've got. So off camera I die cut a whole load of foliage using the foliage dies, and I also die cut the butterfly from some vellum. I've inked everything up using the same colours, and I've dug out my mulberry flowers. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the butterfly in half, and I'm just going to follow where my ovals are, and I'm just going to glue things around about those same edges. Then once everything's in place, I'll add some glitter and gems and just go mad as usual. I'm all finished. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Is it your kind of thing? I'm on the fence with this one. There's just something I'm not quite liking. I don't know, it's because the image is just a bit big for the 7x7 card. Maybe I should have went with an 8x8. Or maybe it's a bit too much coral. Maybe if I'd changed the background colour that I used to layer it onto, it might have brought it together. I don't know, there's just something. Are you seeing it? Or is it just me being fussy? Anyways, off camera I added a few more gems and some of these wee gold petals that I had. I just thought they would bring it together. I also added a wee bit more glitter. I added it onto the mermaid's tail and round about her eyes and face. And then I printed out a sentiment. I wasn't sure what I was going to add onto this card, but I thought a happy birthday would be the perfect one. And I mean, you could use a die cut or a stamp, but I was printing out a wee insert that I made to pop inside. So this is just a wee birthday verse, just a basic one you can find online. So I printed out the sentiment at the same time. I also added a layer of scrap card to the back just to hide the glue marks I made. Again, you don't need to do this bit, but if you want to give it a nice finish, you could add that. Again, leave off if you don't want to. Now I'll pop everything in the description box, even not subscription, description box below, everything I've used in today's video, so you can see what I've been up to. Also, I will leave a link to the last video that will show you how to get on with the basic colouring if you want to go with that. Now remember, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I love to hear what you guys think. I love to know what you think. Whether it's good critique or bad critique, I love to know. If you've not already, maybe subscribe to the channel or hit that bell button to get notifications of my upcoming videos. The next video will be a fun 3D make, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And again, apologies for the lateness of the winner being announced, Jellybean28. Well done, sweetheart. If you send me a little email to the email you'll find in the description, I will organise your prize. Remember guys, have a crafty time, and until next time,